Hi there, welcome again to the pre-tutorial series. This is Christina from PlantRight, and in this video I'm going to be talking about issues. Not mine, don't worry, but rather the issues that can, and should, be associated with pre-evaluations. Issues are the quality control process behind pre. Each evaluation will go through a period of review where diverse and regional stakeholders may associate issues with an evaluation if they have any. Evaluations go through 3 phases: in progress, submitted, and completed. After a screener answers all of the questions to the best of their ability, the evaluation moves from in progress to submitted, and then goes through what we like to call quality control. This means that the evaluation is looked over by other experts, and those experts associate issues for the screener to address. Issues can either be associated to the evaluation as a whole, or to specific questions. We'll get into this when we go through the process of adding an issue to an evaluation, but for now I'm going to log in and go to the Reviewer FAQ. We're covering all of this now, but there are a lot of resources on the Help page you should be aware of, and one that you should be very familiar with. But first, I have a quick piece of issue trivia for you. During the review of the evaluation for the cultivar Pomegranate Favorite, longtime pre-advisor and University of Washington professor Dr. Sarah Reichard made a comment about raising the confidence level given for question number 18, which asks if a plant's propagules are frequently dispersed long distance by mammals or birds. Dr. Reichard stated, "It very clearly evolved to be eaten and spread by mammals, including humans. I would put high confidence and base it on the long association it has had with humans and other mammals. Evidence does not always need to be book learning, it can also be common knowledge." Speaking of issues and the long association pomegranates have had with humans, you might or might not be interested to know that the pomegranate was an emblem in the coat of arms of Henry VIII's first wife, Catherine of Aragon. So it goes that when Anne Boleyn took her place as Henry's wife, she changed the emblem to a falcon pecking at a pomegranate. Sources don't seem to agree on whether it was a falcon or a white dove. Either way, a lot of drama. Especially considering one of the reasons King Henry broke from the Church of Rome in 1533 was so that he could get a divorce from his first wife and be with Anne, who he shortly ordered to be executed anyways. But enough medieval woes. You should know that the purpose of issues in pre is not to cause drama, but rather threefold. 1. To increase the integrity of the evaluation. 2. To inform the pre-screener of potentially new, valuable information. And 3. To advance voluntary, science-based collaboration among regional stakeholders. So, as a reviewer, what should you be looking for? You should confirm that the yes-no answer is correct based on your knowledge of the plant. The highest quality available sources were used to answer the questions. The justification, the written description of the answer, is logical and uses the sources referenced. The screener confidence takes into account the sources used in logic in the justification. When possible, the screener used 2 or more sources to justify their answer, and that there aren't any other outstanding issues you have with the evaluation. Potential issues can include: the screener did not follow proper guidelines. Certain questions should never be left blank. If there isn't enough information to answer the question, then the screener would just answer no. And certain questions should be left blank if there isn't enough information to answer the question. This is a potential issue if the screener does not follow these guidelines. You might ask where you can find these guidelines. You can review the How to Answer Pre-Questions document on the Help page, on the sidebar, under Evaluations. Every reviewer should be very familiar with the How to Answer Pre-Questions guidelines. Other potential issues include providing additional information the screener did not have access to previously. This includes supplementing sources with observations from the field. Possibly related could be increasing or decreasing the confidence based on this information or other reasoning. Maybe the screener missed some information relevant to the climate or biology of the plant or anything else related to the evaluation, then you can add an issue pointing this out. If the screener forgot to add a reference that they cited in the text of the justification, you should remind them to add the reference to the question. And finally, another issue could be clearing any nomenclature confusion, commenting if the screener used an improper name or a synonym that is no longer the current name for the plant. Remember, you're reviewing the evaluation for any potential shortcomings. Here, I'll walk through the process of adding an issue to an evaluation. So I've already logged in to Luther's account, and we mentioned the pomegranate favorite evaluation earlier. Why don't we take a look at this now? The first step is to actually find the evaluation. There are two ways to do this. Either click on the Evaluations tab and use the drop-down to find the plant, or click on the Plants tab, which I'm doing now, and search for the plant directly. This will take you to the plant profile, and then you can scroll to the bottom of the profile to find the evaluations conducted for this plant. So this is what a completed evaluation looks like. If you scroll down, you'll see the questions, answers, and justifications. If you look at this convenient sidebar though, you'll see the evaluation summary underneath the image. This includes the pre-score, number of questions answered and whether or not the evaluation is valid, confidence levels, status, issues, visibility. If you have any questions about these, check out the Introduction to the Pre-Database tutorial. Finally, you see under Actions an Add Evaluation Issue button. Click this to add an issue to the evaluation. You will only see this if your organization has permission to access the evaluation. That is, the screener checkmarked your organization under Pre-Content Access. So I'll just go through each of these now. Scope is where you choose what you're associating the issues to on the evaluation. You can see the different sections and all of the questions in the drop-down, as well as evaluation as a whole. You'll choose the best option for whatever your issue is. Severity can either be minor or major. Issues should be marked as major if they represent a serious shortcoming. This includes a screener presenting incorrect information. It is up to the issuer to decide the scope and severity of the issue. The status is automatically set to not fixed and up to the screener to adjust after the issue is resolved. Issue description is where you'll type out the issue that you have with the evaluation. Issue resolution is where the screener records how the issue was resolved. Pre-content privacy is where you'll choose the visibility of the issue, public or private. Private issues are only visible to members of the organization the evaluation is under. And then the fields under associations should be filled in automatically. And then don't forget to hit save. After you hit save, the issue will then show up in the Issues tab of the evaluation right here underneath the title, along with any others that might have been associated to this particular evaluation.